My name is Heavy Metal Thunder. It's not my real name, but an alias that I've taken to fight crime. I'm glad you could join me here, as I'm sitting on this rock next to the river with my fishing poles cast into the water, as I'm reminiscing about the past. Come sit on the rock beside me and cast your pole out into the water as well, and let me tell you another story where Matt returned my favor. HMT. Running, running, always running from what was the only change that was constant, and even that didn't really matter. The alleyway was completely dark as the rain drizzled down lightly. Splashing footsteps echoed throughout the night. In the distance was a faint light from a light by a door. A shadowy figure ran quickly towards the light. Behind him, a couple of trash cans clanged to the ground, and a few mumbles of curses could be heard as the pursuers scrambled back to their feet. To the left of the man was a fire escape staircase which led just under the tall building's rooftop. With a leap, he grabbed the slippery bottom rung of the ladder. Struggling to hang onto the wet ladder that was locked in the higher position and could only be released up above, he wiggled himself into position and started to climb up. Several flashes of fire could be seen in the distance, but only faint noises came from the alleyway as bullets danced around him on the fire escape from the 9mm handgun with silencers. This time it was the shadowy figure's turn to curse as he attempted to climb up the slippery wet stairs faster. There were a few more shots fired, and then the pistols were returned to their holsters as the pursuers started to climb up after him. One of the windows was open halfway, and the light clicked on in the bedroom as an old lady came to the window, opening it up the rest of the way and yelling, "What is all this ruckus?" In reply, the leading pursuer used his wet gloved left hand and pushed her face back into the window, causing her to fall to the floor, as his right hand pulled out a 9mm and fired a few more shots before reholstering it and climbing again. "Why, I never," stammered the old woman, who was grabbing the phone and dialing 911. Naughty, naughty, tis, tis," said one of the other pursuers, who leveled his gun and shot the phone into pieces. The now terrified old woman sat there stunned, uncertain as to what to do next. She began silently praying to God that the gunman wouldn't shoot her as well, as the man reholstered his 9mm and continued the pursuit. Reaching the top of the stairs, the shadowy figure leaped onto the slippery rooftop, struggling to climb up and getting his pants wet from the drizzle rain running from the ledge and sliding a little. He managed to struggle up the rooftop, reaching his feet. He leaned over the ledge, taking just a few seconds to look down at the men in suits and ties following him, and to catch his breath just a little before running across the rooftop towards the other side. He was about halfway across the rooftop when a wet gloved hand reached up towards the roof in front of the shadowy figure. Cursing again, the shadowy figure stopped and looked back from where he had just came from to see the same scene repeated again. For a brief second his mind flashed to those zombie films where the hands rose from the dirt of a grave. Snapping out of his daze and thinking quickly as the pursuer struggled to climb up, the shadowy figure saw his chance. Removing his belt as he ran across to another side of the building, quickly he fastened the end to a bar on the ledge and wrapped one end over his right hand. "Heavy Metal Thunder!" he yelled and jumped over the side. A few more bullets danced around him as he fell over and swung into a window, crashing through it and making a terrible shattering noise. Letting go of the belt, the shadowy figure rolled to his feet in the room as a light flickered on. "What the hell?" screamed a black man with a double-barreled 12-gauge shotgun pointed at a shadowy figure as his wife lay trembling beside him on their king-size bed. Without wasting a second, the shadowy figured man, who was
soaking wet and now had several small bleeding cuts from the shattered glass window, leaped through their bedroom door and slammed it shut behind him as he went through. Kaboom! Both barrels went as the shadowy figure laid on the floor and the bullets ripped through the wooden door above him. Buckshot littered the far wall as the shadowy figure pushed himself to his feet and began to run. Quickly running through the couple's front door and into the hallway, he saw his chance, the garbage chute in the side wall, which he quickly slid down to the parking lot in the basement into a huge garbage dumpster and some really nasty garbage. Meanwhile, the black man was reloading and trying to put on a pair of pants at the same time, just as the suited men entered the apartment through both the front door and the broken window. "Where is he?" demanded one of the suits coming through the broken window. "Who are?" the black man started to say as one of the suits decked him real good and hard, causing the shells to fumble out of his hand, and the suited man took the rifle. "He went down the garbage chute. Quickly to the basement," a voice yelled from the hallway. Crawling out of a huge garbage dumpster, the shadowy figure, now covered head to toe in nasty garbage, noticed a dirt bike. It was a small motorcycle with the key still in it, probably belonging to one of the children around here, who, even though probably told not to leave the key in it, forgot and left it in anyways. Hopping on it, he cranked it several times. The suits bursted out of the side door, just as the motorcycle's engine revved up and the motorcycle went into action. A few shots were fired, missing him, but hitting the engine and the fuel line, which started some major leaks. Heavy Metal Thunder was just thankful that he didn't get hit and the motorcycle didn't explode in a ball of fire. One of the suits was smart enough to activate the switch on the wall for the garage door to start closing. The race was on. The doors were already halfway down, so Heavy Metal Thunder slid the bike on its side, shoes on the ground, to avoid scraping his left leg, and barely made it completely under. As soon as he cleared the garage door, he righted himself and listened to the voices on the other side of the garage door. "Open the door, you idiot! He's getting away!" "Relax. He won't get far on that thing. You hit it. See, here is his fuel leaking." "Right. Gather the men. We'll just follow his trail." Hearing enough, he revved up the engine again and hauled ass down the alleyway and into the night as he mumbled to himself, "Damn. All this for a lousy computer disk. And I bet there isn't even a cool game on it."